sounds like British. Yeah, okay. Hamza. Okay. Chloe. And?
Media.
All right. And this is Francis. He's my assistant in the class today. He's doubling as my assistant and the director of photography, the cinematographer, at the same time as the one taking record of everything we're doing. Okay? We'll get to see him do more later. And you know me now, I am Chuks Modi. I'm an artist, a filmmaker of the African persuasion, okay, which today is globally acclaimed as Nollywood. So welcome to the second edition of Nollywood in Schools, okay, which started out here last year, 2017, at Lycée Notre Dame, the Child. Okay, I was here and we had great fun, and I want to believe we're going to have a lot more fun than I alone had last year. I had fun last year without you. I don't know how you're going to beat that, because I'll be having double fun now. And that is our wonderful health officer. Please step in and introduce yourself, lady. Okay, so, and you are? The name?
Samson.
Aha.
Aha.
And?
Julienne.
Julienne. They both will be assisting us very shortly. Okay? Right. Before we dive in, I want to try and bring us up to speed quickly because we're going to be walking very, very fast. Who's got the program? Anybody? I need to borrow a program, please. Good man. Samuel, I didn't say I was going to remember you. Yes. So I got a program now, and Samuel doesn't have a program. So Samuel should leave the class. Samuel, get up and leave the class. You don't have a program, do you?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a good one. All right. So we've got a program, and we have an idea now that we should be done and dusted with this session by 10 o'clock. Who's got a time? I haven't reset my British time. Who's got a right time?
9.
It's 9. Wow. Okay. We'll need to consult with Monsieur Justin to know if we can get more time out of what we have left. We have just 1 hour. So, but before we delve into what we need to do, does anyone know anything about Nollywood?
No.
Ever heard about Nollywood?
Not really.
Not really. You have an idea. Somebody told you about Nollywood.
Just some teachers told us about.
What did they tell you?
That it was about, I'm not really sure about African cinema.
Okay, percentage-wise, this class haven't got a clue what Nollywood is. Right. Nollywood, as the name implies, symbolizes or represents the biggest African cinema culture, okay, that originated from Nigeria. So that name was coined to resemble Hollywood in its name, Bollywood. You understand? So Nigeria, they thought about something, okay, we're doing something. Hollywood makes films, Bollywood makes films, we make films, we're Nigeria, and it was easy. That's Nollywood. So when you think Nollywood, think Nigeria, think Africa, think African cinema, okay? So that's the beginning of the information you need to know about Nollywood as the name and what it means. Now, a vital aspect of this needs to do with us taking a little bit of history, not a long one, please, okay? So don't feel bored, please, okay? Film, we know what film is, do we? What's film? Oh, not you again. Yeah, you've given us one good answer before. What's film? Someone want to tell us? What is film? Filmmaking, cinema, movies, what is it? Okay, is it science? Is it art?
It's art.
It's art. Okay, original film making is art. Okay, do we agree on that?
Yes.
Ooh. I think we're all wrong. It's no longer like that. I think she meant theater. Ancient theater, original theater, can be classed as art. But as time went on, film had to depend on a lot of science to become properly embodied as film. Okay? Because it now involved photography, which has physics, okay? Which teaches you the workings of light, okay? And without light, you don't have film, okay? So we can very well agree that film is no longer just art in the 21st century, but film has become a combination of art and science, okay? Do we agree on that? Okay, let's manage and accept that for now. It's essential we understand that because we will go back again to the original roots of film, which was taken from art. Okay? Good. So, permit me to replace the word film with art for this period. Am I allowed? Okay, so film, which is art, is an expression or is a medium of expression of a given culture, a representation of a particular people. Their ways of life, their ways of interaction, their mode of life, their style of living, their language, their traditions, their customs, and all that has to do with them. Okay? So what film does as an art essence is to lend itself as a medium of expression to what the people are. Therefore, we can summarily say that film making is a direct expression or representation of a given people or culture. I think that kind of brings it all together. The reason why when you watch American films, you can easily say, this is American. When you watch Bollywood films, yo, this is Indian or Pakistan, that's Bollywood films. And when you're in cinema and you suddenly see somebody on the screen flying up, oh, you say, that is Chinese. Okay? It will be wrong to watch an African film and see all that. You would like, hang on. Is he trying to behave like a Chinese? Your mind tells you that. Do you know why? Because you have understood, you have accepted that film is a medium of expressing the culture of a people. You get it now?
Yes.
So, very simply put, Nollywood is an expression of the African people. Okay? Beautiful. Good. But before I proceed, let me quickly round up the historic part of all this. In the early 18th centuries, about 1901 or so, before the British Empire came into Africa, we had our culture and everything, okay? Then they came in and they came with filmmaking. So, since that early stage, we've been having films because they've made a lot of documentaries of their activities in Africa. So we are not going to push that aside. So what that has given us is, if you take from that time down here, the African film culture has kind of been broken into about 4 eras or 4 periods. Okay, I try to get a few dates to help buttress that. Let me see if I can find where I kept it. Okay, fine. Just before the birth of Nollywood, what we have here, I'll just give you 4 periods. From 1903 to 1960, we had what we call the colonial period of filmmaking in Africa, basically in Nigeria. Okay, you had a British Empire, you had a British government resident in Africa, in Nigeria particularly, and you had their filmmakers making films in Nigeria, documentary of the country for historic reasons, okay? So they will have reference points. So that is film. We cannot push that aside. It's there by history. Then from 1960 to 1972, we had what we call the independence period. Now, because the British was already in Africa, they've been able to transfer some knowledge. So we had people making films, And when there was need for uprising, for independence, agitations, those activities were equally recorded on the streets, riots and everything, and all whatnot. Okay, all that from 1972 to 1992. 1960 to 1972, we had that independent period where the Nigerians were fighting for independence from the British Empire. You have all those recorded in the libraries today. You have loads of films. So those were films made of a particular genre. Those were called documentaries as well. You had a few entertaining films made in between, but that's not the purpose of this class. I just needed you to understand that Nollywood does not just mean Nigeria is just starting to make film in 20th century. Films have been made in the past, but we'll come to why we now talk about Nollywood a lot. Then we have 1972 to 1992. We have this period, we call it the indigenous decree period. Okay? From this time, the Nigerians have already gained independence. They were doing things their own way and getting on with their own life. So they tried to build up their own film industry. You know, there was a bit of struggle. It crawled until 1992. And by 1992, Nollywood was born. Up until 1992, we had celluloid films in Nigeria, okay, which was quite expensive. And I think that's led to the death of filmmaking in Nigeria because the cost became exorbitantly too high. But by 1992, a group of young men like you just come out of school, no job, the country was under dictatorship, military regime, no freedom. You speak, you get arrested, no way to survive, everyone's struggling. This group of young men were like, we need to have a life. What can we do? Voila. How do we live our lives? We could record something. We could share our life with people. But we don't have money for cinema. We don't have money for celluloid. What do we do? Then they got live cameras and they made the first video from celluloid. They dropped down because there was no money, and they made what? A home video, which was like a bridge between cinema and just basic camera coverage of stuff, okay? So they made this home video called Living in Bondage in 1992 and made it into a VHS format. Anyone seen VHS before? VHS? You've seen VHS? Beautiful. So in 1992, the very first copy of VHS film was made in Nigeria, and it was called Living in Bondage. Okay? So that was the first home video recorded officially, okay, that made it to the market, circulated widely in Nigeria, and from then the benchmark was set for the future of Nigeria as a filmmaking nation to evolve, and the evolution continued. So then, in 1994, how many years from when it started? Good. Then in 1994, don't tell this to anybody. Your friend joined them. Do you know who he is? Your friend joined the movement of building the world's third largest film industry. Your friend did. He joined them in 1994. Yeah. Don't say too much. So I had the opportunity like you're having now. In 1994, I got involved. Okay? Then I worked with them, got trained, got raised, got mentored. Okay? And I carried on growing my skills as a filmmaker. And since 1992 till present, Nollywood has evolved so much. Now we are reclaiming the high quality productions that were lost when the British left. Now we make films with big budgets, great equipment. Even some celluloid films have been made now. But majorly, we still didn't lose touch with where we got our creative freedom from, which was the home video. So you still see a massive percentage of Nollywood films on the home video corridor. A few cinema quality films, a few cinema budget films from Nollywood, that's fine. But majority, 90% of our films are still under belt and the quality is top notch. And in 2005, I made a film. And by 2007, it was voted the best film in Nigeria. 2008, it was nominated for the best special effects film in Nigeria. The same film. By 2010, a student of PhD in a university in Italy picked on it to study for her dissertation in African cinema. The same one film. And by 2017, this senator picked the same film to try and understand Nollywood. And here in class 2018, you're going to make your own Nollywood film. Okay? You get it now? We moved very fast, didn't we? And that's the end of the lecture. We're going to now talk about how we make films in Nollywood today. Thank you very much.